Good afternoon, grade 11s. Welcome to our business studies class. Today we'll be looking at marketing activities and concepts, basically on product policy. We've looked at another two policies yesterday and Wednesday. We looked at the price policy. We also looked at the distribution policy. Today we'll be looking at a product policy, meaning that in order for you to manufacture a product, what things do you need to do, what things you need to look for, and stuff like that. So by the end of this chapter, we should know how is the policy for a product. All right, let's go to our notes where I normally share stuff with you guys. Right. Now, you must look at your content detailed for, for learning and assessment. You can't be looking it for teaching because I'm the one who's teaching you, right? So it's for learning and assessment purposes. Basically, what are the learning outcomes? So let's look at the marketing first. You must be able to define the term marketing. You must briefly explain the role of marketing. You must outline or mention or discuss or explain the following marketing activities, such as standardization and grading, your storage, your transport, your financing, your risk bearing, and buying and selling, right? So today we'll be looking mainly on marketing. Then on Monday, we'll be looking at your product policy. Product policy, we'll look at it on Tuesday. Remember, on Monday, guys, we're doing a feedback session on your assessment. So please make sure that you complete your assessment that is posted on our website. If you haven't received it, please make sure that you do that assessment, as it will help you a lot for your for the feedback session that is due on Monday. Now, let's look at some terms and conditions. I mean, not terms, terms and definitions when it comes to this chapter, right? We're still going to look at these learning outcomes when we start with our product policy. But because today we're looking at our marketing, so we'll come back to those learning outcomes for the product policy. Now, let's look at the new terms for this chapter, meaning that these are the terms that you need to know, or these are your popular terms that you'll get mostly in this chapter, and you have to familiarize yourself with them and make sure that you understand them. We need to look at your, you need to look at your idea generation, the process of creating, developing, and communicating ideas, which are abstract, construct, or visual. Also, when we talk about testing, we know that at schools, we often do testing. Basically, we do assessment testing, we do final exams testing and stuff like that. So testing is to find out how well something works, you know. I mean, if I'm testing a learner or group of students, I want to know whether they understand a certain concept or not, right? That's the purpose of testing. Then we're going to deal about business analysis. Here is a research discipline identifying business needs and determining solutions to business problems, right? So that's your business analysis. Then we look at your brand name, the name given by a producer to a product. We know we've got different brand names and stuff like that. Reputation. A reputation is a belief or opinions that are generally held about someone or something, basically, right? So that's your reputation, right? So that's what we mean about reputation. You can see others are joining us. I can see Boitumelo, welcome. Okay, at least we've got some people in class today. All right. Okay, cool. We're also going to speak about ingredients. These are the things that are used to make something. You know that when you want something, you need ingredients. Each and every product needs ingredients. Like for instance, if you were to do biscuits, you will need ingredients, your flour and stuff, right? If you want to produce a student, you need ingredients like your teaching materials, you need a teacher, you need your smart boards, you need your paper, pens, and stuff. All of those will be seen as ingredient in order to make a product of a good student. Then we're going to look at our preference. We know that a preference is something that works for someone. So it's a greater liking for one alternative over another, right? So if you've got 5 things and say you must choose one, which means what you're going to choose from that 5, it's your own preference. Then you also have your target market. A target market, it's a particular group of consumers at which a product or service is aimed at, right? So let's say now you are selling what? You are selling, let's say, let me just make an example. Still trying to look at the example or things that I can look at. Let's say you are selling, okay, immune booster pills. Immune booster pills. Obviously, your target market, it will be people who have corona. Does it make sense? Because they need their immune system to be high. So those pills that will be bought by people who are tested positive or for corona, basically. So that's your target market. But that's what we mean about target market. Or let's say now you're selling stationery. Obviously, target market will be your students because they're the ones who use stationery for school purposes. Right. Then now let's look at the definition of your marketing. Excuse me, on what is your marketing, things that you need to look when it comes to your marketing and stuff. Now, marketing is used to deliver value to the customers and satisfying their needs. So that's your marketing. So it's used to deliver value to customers to satisfy their needs, right? The aim is to link business products and service with customer needs and wants. Remember, when you do marketing, you're trying to bring more people. So there's a difference between marketing and advertising. Does it make sense? Marketing does not have any, most of the time, marketing does not attach any costs. Whereas advertising, majority of the time, it attached cost. Does it make sense? Also, marketing also aims to get right product or service to right customers at the right place and at the right time. Also, businesses also establish a target market or maintain a market share of a current product and locate the most appropriate customers through marketing activities, right? Now, boys and girls, let's also look at the role of marketing function. The role of a marketing function, it supports the overall objectives of a business, which is to maximize profits. We know that the role of a marketing is help the business to maximize its profit, right? That's why we market, because we want the value of the business, or we want the business, or we want to maximize the business profits, right? Then we also have your the marketing team needs basically to work closely with staff members from other businesses functions, also gather information about customer needs, preferences, and buying behavior, and share information with other departments, right? Also, you need to be able to assist the development of the marketing strategy in collaboration with senior management from other businesses functions. Also, the role of marketing is to develop a marketing plan using elements of marketing mix. Also, when it comes to marketing, you must develop sales forecasts and projections and provide this information to other business functions. Also here, when you look at the marketing roles, you must decide which products or services the business will sell and how the products will be distributed. Also, you must determine what price, cash or credit they are going to sell, right? That's also your marketing. Then we need to look at the marketing activities. Basically, we've got a variety of marketing activities that we need to look at. There are quite many, 6 of them. So we'll just look at those, and we'll be looking at the components of marketing mix. Then that's where your product policy comes in. We have dealt with a pricing policy and distribution policy. Then we're still going to look at communication policy later next week. But today I'm just going to explain the marketing to you. Then we'll do the mixing stuff, the marketing mix. Then on Monday Monday we'll be revising our test. On Tuesday, we'll be looking at product mix, Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, we'll be looking at, Thursday and Friday, we'll be looking at what you call, at your communication communication policy. Right, then we should be done with term 2 of your business studies curriculum or syllabus, right? Now, let's look at your standardization and grading. So under marketing, you must have a standardization and grading, or there must be a standardization and grading. Now, let's look at this standardization and grading and see what do we need to know about these, right? All right, so with your standardization and grading, we know that standardization is the process of developing a uniform set of criteria to ensure the production of quality goods, right? So that's your standardization. It has to do with uniform set, meaning everything must be the same, right? Standardization also refers to taking steps to ensure that goods are produced meet the requirement standards, right? Is to meet your requirement standards, right? Grading is the process of sorting individual units of a product into specified classes or grades of quality, right? It's when we are grouping. So when you say grading, it's more of grouping and stuff, right? All right, sorry guys, there was a technical issue. Okay, also here it says to you, grading is the process of classifying agricultural products into categories according to their quality, right? Now, when we look at storage now, remember this, all of this are under what? All of this are under marketing activities. You also need storage, and storage, we know that this actually refers to the storage of goods after have been produced until it is consumed or dispatched to intermediaries, wholesalers, or retailers, right? Also, we dealt with this, you know, what are intermediaries, wholesalers, and retailers. We covered this under distribution policy. The storage facility will be influenced by the type of goods that must be stored. The storage is needed as goods must be often in the warehouse until the final consumer needs. When goods are stored at stores, they must be insured against fire, theft, damage, etc. So you must always insure your goods once they're under storage. You also need what? You need transportation or transport. Products must be transported from your storage facilities to intermediaries, wholesalers, or retail. The method of transport will be influenced by the type of product that must be transported. Very important. Method of transport will be influenced by the type of products, meaning that obviously some goods they need aeroplane, some goods they need your bakkie, some goods they can be delivered in a normal car, you know, a four-door car. Some goods they need a big van, some goods they need ship, you know, your boat and stuff, you know, so that you can transport those goods. Transport ensures that products are moved from producer to consumer. Financing, you also need financing. Now let's talk about financing. You must know that financing, we know that capital is used to meet the financial needs of businesses involved in various market activities. So finance is required to achieve the marketing objects. The marketing function must be taken into account, the cost of advertising, financing in the form of cash, credit loans, is needed to bridge the gap from the product, or mean from when the product is completed to when the consumer pays for it, right? So it is very, 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 very important, right? All right, let's look at the risk bearing. Let's look at risk bearing. So with your risk bearing, basically, the business enterprise carries the risk involved with owning the goods, right? Also, there is a possibility that products can be damaged, stolen, outdated, which may result in financial losses, right? That's the risk bearing, boys and girls, right? Then the factory or the warehouse can, for example, catch fire, goods can be stolen, or goods can be perish. Does it make sense? So you must have a risk bearing also, meaning that anything can happen to those goods while they're at the warehouse. Now, let's also look at your buying and selling. Now, boys and girls, when it comes to your buying and selling, we know that buying and selling are concerned with the exchanging process. We know that buying function deals with searching for customers. The selling function deals, the selling function deals with promoting the product. Some businesses need to buy raw materials in order to manufacture the final product, while some businesses buy and sell goods and services, right? All right, those were your marketing activities. There are 6 of them, and you should all understand them, boys and girls, and make sure that you know them step by step. Now, let's look at the components of your marketing mix. Now, there are 4 components of the marketing mix. You've got your product policy, pricing policy, distribution policy, and communication policy. However, boys and girls, we have covered your pricing policy. We have also covered our distribution policy. Does it make sense? Your product policy is the one that we're going to start with it on Monday. Then the communication policy, we're going to look at it on Tuesday and Wednesday. All right. So please, 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 please make sure that you understand and you are also familiar with your work, boys and girls. From my side, that's it for today, guys. I was hoping that the lesson will take longer, but since assuming it's Friday and majority of you, I mean, maybe already tired from working. I know most of the time Monday there are people in the class, but yeah, I was hoping that the class will take longer if there is interactive and stuff like that. But from my side, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Please always study, and yeah, should you have any problem, feel free to email me. And that's it from my side. Thank you so much and have a lovely weekend and enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye.